Hey, Soul Seekers, it is intuitive energy healer Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to Monday Messages. I am coming to you live from my reading room here on the central coast of California, and I have got some really great channeled messages and simple action steps to guide you through the week of March 25th, 2019, or whenever you watch this. So, hey guys, it's really important to know that while Monday Messages is setting you up for the week that I broadcast live, if you catch it at another time, there is still so much good information in here. And what I'm hearing is it really doesn't matter when you come across this video or watch it. If you're watching it, there is something in here that's going to help you right now in your life. So, we're going to be talking today about the fact that you are always plugged in and how to communicate with source energy or God or the universe or whatever it is that you call that. We're going to be really, I'm looking over at my notes. I always have my notes, guys. Otherwise, I will get so far off track. It's crazy town. But we're going to be talking about communication with source and how you manifest the things that you're really desiring in your life. That's okay. I'm hearing like as a clairvoyant or a clairaudient, when I am channeling and I'm connected in, I hear sounds like not like in here through my ears, but in my mind. And when I talked about that, I heard sort of like applause and cheering and like we're winning a prize type of a sound. So just know that we're right on track. This is about manifesting the things that you're desiring in your life, whether that's money, marriage, a career, health, a vacation, whatever it is that you are wanting to create. And it could be big things like that, and it could be small things as well. But whatever it is that you're trying to bring to yourself, there is a way to communicate with whatever it is that you call that in order to make it happen. So let's dive into today's message. I'll probably go a little bit back and forth. I seem to do that a lot. I'll read a little bit from the notes, what I've already channeled, and then I'll add some information. And whether you're watching this live or later, if you have comments or questions, shoot them down there for me, and I will definitely make sure to respond to you. Okay. So here's the thing. It says repeatedly, you are always plugged in. You are always plugged in. You are always plugged in. You are always connected to source energy. And if you've listened to me talk before, even if you haven't, let's just remember, I like to call it the cosmic jellyfish. So I think of that universal energy as a vast, glowing, radiant, ever expansive, blissful light of love. And each of us is a tentacle of that, like a jellyfish, right? So we're each a part of that energy. We are it. We can't ever be disconnected from it. But if you think about, say, like the lights in your house, like your lights are hardwired, they're always plugged in, but sometimes you've got to flip the switch to turn them on, right? So it's the same idea. You are always connected to source energy. Um, but that's what it says. It says you must connect to the current. You must flip the switch and turn your receptors on. So you've got to turn on your awareness to that energy. And here's what our guides mean by that. Listening and observation happen in stillness, in a quiet mind. So sometimes stillness doesn't happen in a physical body. Stillness can happen in a body that's taking a walk out in nature or in the shower or engaged in some other activity. And sometimes a still, quiet mind does happen when we sit and get deliberate in meditation. And so the message says this. I want to read it directly to you because it's really lovely. In vast communion with all that is, heed our call. We want you to know and recognize your great power, and in allowing us to assist you. Recognize your great power in allowing us to assist you. Like our guides and our source energy and all of that that is really and truly wants to assist us in achieving and receiving all that we desire and more. So there's 4 action steps. And they're pretty simple, but also some of them might feel a little bit more like, that's kind of big. It's a big ask, but I believe in you and I believe in us. Okay, so the very first one is trust. You have to trust that what I'm trying to communicate to you is true and accurate. Even if you have no clue how it works or any understanding of it. I kind of don't really understand how electricity works, guys, but I trust that when I flip the switch, the light is going to come on, right? So we just have to trust that whatever this is, it's real and it's happening and it's there for our benefit. And then it says you must know what you're asking for. And this is a huge one, guys. You've got to know what you're asking for. A lot of times I use the example of money. Like, I want more money. We all want more money. But you know what? $1 more on your paycheck this week is more money, right? So you have to be really specific about, like, I want X amount more money because blah, blah, blah. Here's all the things that'll help me do. Or people will say, like, I want to improve my health or my fitness. But that can mean different things to different people, right? So you have to really be so super clear. Like, to me, I want to improve my health and fitness so that I can have a healthy range of motion without pain. Or maybe it means being at a certain weight or having a blood pressure that's normalized without medication, or being able to touch your toes, right? So you have to get really clear on whatever it is that you're trying to create and manifest in your life. The more clear and the more specific you are, the more your guides can help you achieve that. And they want to. It says right there in the message in big capital letters, they want to help you. So the more you can define it and imagine it and clarify it, the more you're going to be able to bring it in. Okay, and so now here, I love step 3. It's super fun because it's all about you've got to get laser beam focused on that desire or that outcome. Like, it even says, like, get obsessed about it. So let's go with improved health and touching your toes, which, by the way, I do not think is an indicator of whether you're healthy or not, but it's a great example that we could all sort of wrap our brains around. So you might get really obsessed about how to create a healthy range of motion and read a whole bunch of articles and start talking to your yoga teacher and your physical therapist or your chiropractor and watching tutorials. And so that when someone says to you, so what do you do in your free time? You're either going to say, oh my God, I am all about learning how to touch my toes in a safe, wise manner. Or you say something like, oh, girl, I do not have free time because I am busy learning how to touch my toes, right? And so it's just like, really, like, that's all there is. And if you say I've got free time, I'm gonna say you're not super obsessed about whatever goal you're trying to achieve and you're not super laser focused on it, which is okay. Your guides are saying, like, it's okay. You don't always have to be this way. But if you're trying to manifest and create something in alignment with source energy, they're going to be putting all of these resources and tools in front of you. And so it's your job to get obsessed about finding them and trusting that they're coming to you. Okay, and then the last step is one that I absolutely also adore because it's take note of the results. Notice the surprises and the synchronicities and the answered prayers. It says none of these are magic. They're actually the natural result of your care and attention. But you're being invited to, like, actually, like, write it down every day in a journal, either at the end of a day or at the beginning of your next day, or create a happiness jar, right? Where at the end of a day, or at any point when you recognize something, you write it down on a little slip of paper and put it in your jar. Because if you're not recognizing that your prayers are answered, you are not making space and room for more prayers to be answered, for more manifestation to come to you. So the last step is really like going, wow, here it is. It's right in front of me. It's exactly what I asked for. Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun delivering this message, you guys, that my guides are like, hey, you didn't tell them about this crystal you have right in the middle. It's a beautiful shade of green, and it's a rare African quartz that helps not silence the mind, but quiet the mind. So if this is sort of an interesting concept to you, you might invite this color into your day, or you might go out and find some of this crystal for yourself to help your mind get in that quiet place where you can trust, where you can get really clear. And I recommend when you're getting clear on what you're trying to manifest, write it down because that helps focus the mind. It helps your guides to like wade through. Like, dude, when we're thinking, our minds are all over the place. And if we can write things down, that helps our guides know what we mean and what we don't, which is just like a passing thought. Okay, so I'm hearing I get to jump back into the last little bit of the message. Hey, Janelle, I am so glad you needed that. And girl, tell me more. What part did you need, just so I know if I need to clarify anything else, okay? And then it's always funny to me when I'm channeling and then the guides start to speak to me or through me in third person. So I start talking about myself. But then I remembered something, and we're going to talk later on a different video about Abraham Hicks because Abraham Hicks channels source energy like I do. As Abraham, and her name in real life, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, her name is Esther, and she often refers to Esther while she's speaking as Abraham. And so that's giving me a little bit more confidence and a little bit more comfort when it comes up. So just know that when it does come up, I'm not trying to be like weird. It's like this is just how I channeled it, okay? So the last thing it says is, we beseech you, let Kathy help. And that comes up in another message last week, and it comes up in a message I'm sending out via email, and it keeps saying, let Kathy help. Whoa, to quiet your mind, Janelle. Yeah. Um, It's a rare African quartz. I'm gonna have to look up the name of it for you and I'll post it in the comments when I find it. It's called green like tangerine or tangerine. Tangerine, I think is how it is. But I bet if you just even searched for rare African quartz, you'd find it. Or Janelle Morro Bay Ruby Dragon has it. Okay, so let me just wrap up the channeled message and then we are going to pull a Sacred Rebel Oracle card to kind of create a nice, neat package for us. So, what I've been hearing over and over and over is this message from your guides is let Kathy help. And what I mean by your guides is I have this long line of spirit guides. It's been told to me many times before, lots of spirit guides and ascended masters. And what I've come to understand is that some of them are mine, but some of them are yours. And they're lined up, waiting for you to come to me to hear what they have to say when, for whatever reason, you're unable to hear. It's a really cool, unique gift that I have, and I really want to use it for you, and your guides want you to use it also. And so they're really like beseeching you, reach out to me and let's get you some sort of reading, whether it's a mini or a long private session. Your guides are like, man, we like gave you Kathy on purpose. So please reach out to her and use her because I can really help hear your messages and translate that and help you get a grip on how to do these action steps if you're struggling with them. So, if you just tuned in, go back and watch the beginning of the video in a little bit because right now it's Oracle card time. And this deck is called Sacred Rebels, and just the name of the deck is so divine to me because I think there is something so sacred about really trusting and honoring that we are always connected to source energy and that we're a little bit rebellious in the fact that we are just talking about it openly. And if there's anybody who isn't on board, they can just whatever. I honor their perspective. It's not that, it's just that I'm not going to let anyone who doesn't believe or trust stop or prevent me from sharing this really valuable information with you to help you in your life. So, here we go, Sacred Rebels. And when I shuffle a deck, guys, and then I'm looking for the card, sometimes they fall out, or what I'm seeing is a natural split right down here. So I'm going to pull right from that spot. Oh, and our card today is interesting. I keep getting this card a lot. It's she feels and she knows. And every time I look at it, I see the peacock feather in her hair. And peacocks are really amazing spirit animals. And I almost wore a shirt today with a peacock on it, but then I was like, I'm feeling the blue a little bit more. But even interestingly enough, one of the colors in a peacock feather is going to be this like really gorgeous shade of blue. And so I'm being asked to tell you that blue means calm and clear and cool and collected. And that's a little bit like while I wasn't communicating that with my energy through today's message, that's really like what's behind it is like if you want to manifest in connection with source energy, you need to come to it a little bit like calm and cool and clear and collected. Um, and so with she feels and she knows, this card is really about feeling what's in your heart, right? Your heart brain processes more emotion than your head brain. And so taking and feeling what's in your heart and then knowing that that's the truth, knowing that that's the thing that you're wanting to manifest next. And here's the thing, guys, manifestation never ends and desire never ends, because once you get to a place where you have found that thing you are desiring to manifest, you'll have some great satisfaction and joy. And then there will be the next new thing that you want to desire and manifest. It's what keeps life interesting. It's what keeps us stimulated. It's what keeps us playing the game, so to speak. So know that there will always be new desires erupting forth through you. And that's really a gift. And so to not get frustrated if you're like, oh, I'm never there, I never reached the finish line. Exactly. That's kind of the point. You're not supposed to reach the finish line. And so this card is asking you to just feel whatever it is in your heart right now is your truth. And you are meant to pursue it now as your truth. And then later, you may come into a new truth. And I'm hearing I have a lot of stories about that for you, but we don't have a lot of time today. So a lot of time left today is what I'm hearing. But just know that's how life is supposed to be. Okay. And so I'm just going to grab a little tiny book out of a little tiny, not a book. I am so not going to grab the whole book for you. I'm going to grab a little tiny bit from the guidebook for you. And then we're going to wrap it up for today. So this oracle comes to you with the guidance, particularly about long range or long-term developments, something that is far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance, although you will only have a dim sense of that at best. So again, this is sort of like when you know and you're working towards manifesting towards something, but you have no idea how or when or where or why. You get that laser focus and you just start drinking in the information as it comes to you, and you get obsessed about it, and you just trust that the outcome and the result is going to arrive for you as you take note of the things that manifest and come up along the way. So your action steps for this week is the trust. Okay, I'm hearing we're going to narrow it down for you guys because there was like really 5 action steps this week. We're going to drop it down to 2. Practice your trust and get really, really clear on what it is that you are desiring to manifest. And the more clear and more specific you can be, the more you can recognize it as it starts to come to you. And again, if you need help, your guides and my guides are all like practically yelling at me, ask Kathy for help. Get a Monday mini. They're only 20 bucks. Okay, and that's just kathy-weiss.com/Monday-mini. Okay, so you can get a little mini reading. We could work privately one-on-one. If you don't know where to start, hit me up with a PM and I will totally hook you up because I love you guys and I am so excited that I get to do this now and that I'm out of the closet about it because I did it in secret for so long and now it's just like, oh, joy to the world. So have a beautiful week. If you don't get my newsletter and you want to make sure you get Monday messages every week in your inbox, shoot me your email and I'll hook you up. And then otherwise, I want you to watch this week for signs and symbols of peacocks, okay? And watch for peacock feathers on t-shirts and on your Instagram feed and wherever. And when you see those peacock feathers, really make note of what was going on in your mind and your thoughts at that time, because that's a way that our guides communicate with us. Okay. Wow, I'm hearing that this message is complete, but there was so much in there. If you missed the beginning, please go back and rewatch it because this week's episode was like jam-pack-a-rama with good stuff. I love you guys. I'm going to be back next Monday for another episode of Monday Messages, and I look forward to seeing you either in Monday Minis or in a one-on-one private session here very soon. Have an awesome week, guys. Namaste. Love you. Bye.